रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं, नाम है शहंशाह।
Hey, y'all,
अश्विन गुप्ते और लकी गिल।
It's a hard one. It's a very tough one. Of course, there was a fear of the unknown. There was a fear of I'm basically slightly introverted. So even though I'm part of a business wherein there is a lot of limelight, as a person, who's not in the shoes of an actor, I don't like the limelight. Am I doing something really wrong? I'm starting a family. Everybody does. So of course, it was mom first. But of course, like all women, I told her, keep it to yourself. And when the right time comes, you can talk to dad and you can talk to my sister about it. And she spilled the beans. And she told my father immediately the next day, like all Agyakari wives. Yes. So that was fine because he was very accepting also. And I guess we underestimate our families too. I've also had a conversation with my son. And I've been very honest to him. For me, it starts and ends with food. And my holidays are all about going to the right place to eat healthy, yummy food. And for him, it all begins and ends with football.
Today's guest has made us laugh. He has made us cry. He has made us put to thoughts through his movies. Overall, he is surely a 100% entertainer. Today, ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Tusshar Kapoor on News 18 Showsha. Tushar, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for the very warm welcome.
Thank you, Tushar. Tushar, you were one of the panelists in P&G's WeSeeEqual Campaign today. What made you say yes to this association at the first place?
Of course, the first thing that comes to my mind is P&G. Very, very reputed, very classy. And when I read about this panel, WeSeeEqual, it struck a chord emotionally. And of course, it reminded me of all that I went through before I became a single father. So it's a great initiative to include so many different kinds of parents, so many different kinds of families within your conversation, especially wherein the workplace is concerned, and we have all kinds of people working in our companies, and in P&G itself there is a lot of inclusivity. So to really make everyone comfortable at work as far as the employees are concerned and also as far as the customers are concerned, that really puts things in the right perspective for P&G. So I wanted to be a part of that conversation, and I wanted to be a part of this initiative wherein there's going to be something positive being done, and that's going to really benefit everyone and not just make it a feel-good atmosphere, but it's also going to lead to a lot of profitability. So it's a win-win situation for all the stakeholders, and I want to be a part of this initiative. And it's just, I guess, comes from feeling familiar amongst the unfamiliar. That's why nice. I want to be a part of it.
That's nice. Like you said, being a single father is not easy at all. There are different challenges that you have to face on a daily basis. Apart from the parenting as a challenge, you also have a lot of societal challenges that you go through. How are you dealing with these things?
I'm so used to being a single parent now, and I'm so happy and comfortable in my own space and playing this role of a father that I feel very, very normal. And it kind of reminds me of this panel discussion, WeSeeEqual. The narrative was the same. It's about how you feel within yourself.
Correct.
And there's no rule book that tells you that you have to tick mark certain boxes to really be considered normal. Stereotypical is not necessarily normal. We have all kinds of families. We have families wherein parents are in different countries. Maybe the parents are separated. Sometimes there are single parents. Someone has passed away. Sometimes it's adoptive parents. And all those families can be feeling normal. All the people within those families can have a sense of belonging, of unconditional love. And that's how they feel normal. It's not about having a portrait of a typical family that really satisfies the external gratification of judging something and then considering it to be normal. It's about how you judge yourself. And when you have such a narrative, and when you have hashtag WeSeeEqual happening within a company, then I think it just puts everyone in a much more comfortable space. And I think that's very similar to how I see myself also. I see myself as equal to everyone else, and thereafter I don't need to deal with anything else. It's about what you view yourself as and how you think about yourself. And when you're strong within yourself, then you've already dealt with most of the external voices that will happen no matter what.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true. Do you remember the first time when you decided to take the step and be a single father? What was the thought that made you affirm on this decision that you were going to do this?
Of course, there was a fear of the unknown. There was a fear of I'm basically slightly introverted. So even though I'm part of a business wherein there's a lot of limelight, as a person, who's not in the shoes of an actor, I don't like the limelight. And this is considering my personal life, which was going to come into the limelight.
Correct.
In a way wherein it could have shaken the socio-cultural fabric of the country.
True.
If you are a celebrity and if you are going to break certain barriers and stereotypes, there's going to be noise, and I don't like noise. So that was my first reaction. It was subconsciously feeling very, very uncomfortable with the gravity of the situation.
Okay.
And then I had to separate that part of it from the part that, am I doing something really wrong? I'm starting a family. Everybody does.
Correct.
Am I going to do a good job? I'm going to do my best. Am I harming, hurting anyone else? Is it with the right intention? Am I doing it at the right age? Do I feel mature enough to do it? Yes. Then there's nothing else that matters.
True.
There's going to be no earthquake. Relax.
True.
That's what I told myself.
Great. When you first broke this news within your family, who was the first one to come in support of you, and who has been the maximum support, the source of support in your family?
I think like most Indian families, of course, our women, they are the pillars of our families. Of course, men are men, but the women are the ones who, many a case, they hold the family together, and they are the ones who can hear anything and deal with anything. So of course it was mom first. But of course, like all women, I told her, keep it to yourself, and when the right time comes, you can talk to dad and you can talk to my sister about it. And she spilled the beans, and she told my father immediately the next day, like all Agyakari wives. Yes. So that was fine because he was very accepting also. And I guess we underestimate our families too. We underestimate our conservative families as being too conservative. They're not. Sometimes they surprise us, and they were the first ones I discussed it with, of course.
Amazing. In a society where these days everything is out on social media, everything is out on many things to read on internet as such. There are a lot of flip side to this. There are positives, there are negatives. How would you think that you are training Laksh to a part where he has to deal with things going in the future, knowing that he is going to be your son, that he's also going to be in the limelight?
There is a conversation. I think that's the key word here. There is a conversation. I've also had a conversation with my son, and I've been very honest to him. I've discussed with him, of course, age appropriately, the kind of family that we are. And we read a lot of material about all kinds of families, and that there is no such thing as a perfect family or a normal family. And he understands that. And because I've introduced this concept from the very beginning, I think he isn't really uncomfortable talking about it also. And I think he brings up the topic on his own sometimes when we are in a group of people. Just goes to show he's secure. And I think more so, I think the security comes from my bonding with him. I'd like to be a friend to him his entire life, as long as I am living. So that is what is going to make him feel like he's in the right space, in the right place, and he's like everyone else. So I'm learning every day. I'm trying to do my best, and so far it's been positive. And we see equal.
Definitely. What's the favorite thing between father and son?
The favorite thing?
Yeah, for you guys to do. Any activity or any mood changing. What's the favorite thing that you
I have all kinds of favorite things to do, and for me it starts and ends with food. And my holidays are all about going to the right place to eat healthy, yummy food. And for him, it all begins and ends with football. So we inevitably land up talking about football and football players, and he'll give me all the different show me all the different kind of kicks, and ye kick, wo kick, and he knows the history of all the players, from Pele to Nazario Ronaldo to the current Ronaldo, Messi, blah blah blah. And so it's football and food.
That's nice. That's a good conversation right there. On the personal front, you will be soon doing Dunk. And we'll be seeing you in a completely different avatar after a long time, if I'm not wrong. Yes. Tell us what went through when you were choosing that project. Was it like an instant yes?
It was an instant yes, of course. But I had to read the script because my instant reaction was to the passion and the, dynamism of the producer, Prerna Arora. She's very hands-on about her projects. And I've seen some of her films like Toiletic Prem Katha and Padman and Pari, etc. Path-breaking, at the same time very commercial. So I liked her energy, her passion, and then of course I read the script. It's a challenging role, and it's going to be a grueling task for me, at least psychologically.
That's true.
To accept myself as going to be playing a lawyer. But I've done that before with Shootout. I was a gangster, and in Khaki I was playing a cop. So that's the fun of it, when you try to get out of your comfort zone and feel like you are, okay. That's, I guess, what life is all about.
That's true. How was it with Shreyas again in Kap Kapi?
Cup Copy was a very easy ride for me because my character it's more like a supporting role. It's a very important role, but it comes only in the second half. So the entire schedule, I had breaks. I
Nice.
was coming and going. I wasn't required to be there entirely. Of course, it's a bittersweet feeling now because I just lost the director a couple of weeks back. Sangeet ji passed away,
Yes.
unfortunately. Now it's all going to be in his memory.
True.
But with him, after Kya Cool, it was great to do Cup Copy, my favorite genre, horror. And with the whole Ouija board thing, it was a dream come true after watching all those weird movies that I like to watch. Finally doing one was really, really
It's very
exciting.
true. Very true. You've always mentioned that he's been a mentor to you. He introduced you to comedy as a genre.
Yes.
It's a very difficult situation, like you've said, what would you, if there's anything that you would have wanted to tell him, what would it be?
So, you've gone too soon. That's the first thing I want to tell him. And of course, other than that, I just feel very, very grateful to him and myself that we were able to do this film together. Given that what has happened, the least that I could have asked God is to have some time with him on set, and I was able to do that with Cup Copy.
Has there been a phase in your life where you have thought that things are probably not working, and how have you dealt with that kind of a situation? Does it happen to you often?
It's always happening. It's always an up and down and an up and down. My career started off well, and then of course the learning curve takes over, and then you start doing a few wrong films, and you feel lost, and then you come back, and of course mid 2010s comedy started going out of people's psyche and minds, and hearts. So thereafter, of course, the offers and were a little hard to get. And after Golmaal did really well in 2017. Again, there was a slump, but I took it in my stride and I handled the low phase really well because I shifted to production for a year or two, and I kept myself very busy. So there was no such feeling that I was
missing out on
anything because I was so busy producing Lakshmi and Marich, 2 movies. And then the pandemic happened. So it all kind of fell into place at the right time, and I got busy helping my dad with his work and taking care of my son. So I guess there was a divine intervention in that low phase also. And now that everything is back to normal and I'm doing more work than I ever did, it just reinforces the idea that you just have to hang in there.
That's very true.
And you can't control the hits and the flops. You can't control the trends. You can't control the audience's taste. You can just be in control of the hard work that you put in and just leave the rest.
Absolutely. I have one last question before I move into a small fun segment with you. You're going to finish 23 years this month.
23 years, yes.
23 years, yes. In 2001.
Oh, yeah, 25.
Yeah, so 25 is soon approaching.
Yes.
Do you have any big plans for 25th year? And also, a 2-decade journey is not that easy at all in the industry.
Yes.
How would you call your journey so far?
Journey has been very, very enriching, and learned a lot along the way, and just I don't have anything to say. I just want to keep working and keep reinventing myself, keep learning.
Okay, so we have just 2 fun segments with you. Quickly, we'll start with them. The first is where I have jotted down a few characters and roles that you've played. You have to choose which one is your favorite among these.
Sure.
All right. So first one, it's Karan Sharma or Karan Malhotra?
Karan Malhotra.
Okay. Karan Malhotra or Vishnu Prasad?
Vishnu Prasad.
Okay. Vishnu Prasad or Sub Inspector Ashwin Gupte?
Sub Inspector Ashwin Gupte.
Okay. Ashwin Gupte or Lucky Gill?
It's a hard one. It's a very tough one. Lucky.
Okay. Lucky or Dilip Bua?
Lucky.
Okay. Lucky or Tilak?
Oh my God. Tilak. Oh, that showed in the city. Wow. For the sheer pleasure of doing something so out of the box, I'll say Tilak.
Okay. So Tilak or Ramakant?
Tilak.
Okay. Tilak or Sheikh Munir?
I would say Tilak.
Okay. So far, Tilak is your favorite role so far. I could say that.
In a sense.
All right. Okay. These are some iconic dialogues. It has a few of your father's dialogues as well.
Okay.
We would want to see Lucky saying these.
Okay.
Yeah? First one is a little easy. Mere paas maa hai.
In Lucky's words?
Yeah, in Lucky's words.
Yeah. I.
Okay. Kitne aadmi the? Okay. Third one is a little longer. It's a father's dialogue. कागज फाड़ने से लिखाई मिट सकती है लेकिन सच्चाई नहीं. ओके. तुम्हारे पास ना शर्म है ना शर्माने वाला दिल है.
आए यार आए
ओके, रिश्ते में तो हम तुम्हारे बाप लगते हैं, नाम है शहंशाह। ओके, कीप दैट ऑन। मोगैम्बो खुश हुआ। ओके, वन लास्ट वन। हार कर जीतने वाले को बाजीगर कहते हैं। On that note, thank you so much, Tushar. Thank you so much. Lovely talking to you. Thank you so much.
My pleasure.
Take care.